Swayze.
For you, 'cause Kristy doesn't know.
Swayze.
Hey, welcome to a very special episode of Kristy Doesn't Know Movies. How are you doing?
I just woke up, so this will be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Did you have a good sleep?
No, I woke up at 5 a.m., stayed awake until like 6:30, and then fell asleep again for 2 hours.
That seems perfectly reasonable.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well,
Movies.
Today's episode is going to be focusing on Patrick Swayze. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I'll at least get the actor right.
Oh, there you go. Ready for a movie?
Sure.
What do you think 1987's Dirty Dancing is about?
Okay. I think I might actually get parts of this right because of like all the references they make in Trailer Park Boys.
Uh-huh.
So I believe in this one. No, it's already wrong from the beginning. Okay. I believe in this one. Patrick Swayze is playing a bar security guard. He's like this hardened bar security guard. And so the bar needs like some more entertainment because their house band, it's a dive bar. The dive bar's house band ends up quitting. Like they get into some dispute with the bar and they're like, we're not coming back anymore. So the bar decides to get like some dancers to come in because they need some entertainment. And so for some reason, instead of going for like smutty dancing, Dirty Dancing is still smutty-ish, but it's like classical smutty dancing. And so they get this like group of people people to come in, and they're like not quite ballroom dancers, they're like salsa dancers. And so these salsa dancers, I'm sure they do other forms of dance too.
Yeah.
These well-rounded dancers start dancing in this bar, and Patrick Swayze is this like the rough bouncer who's still working at the bar. And so like he's there one night, and like one of the girls was probably being like harassed on her way out to her car. Olivia Newton-John was being harassed on her way like after a performance to her car. And so he was still there, and so he like chases off the guy who was harassing her, and she's just like, hey, like you're kind of cute, whatever. And she's having like issues with her dancing partner too. But like that particular night, she was just like, I always see you here, and like you don't even tap your foot when everyone's dancing. And he's like, no ma'am, I don't dance, it's not my thing. And so she like teaches him to dance and love, and like they just have their little moment in the bar alone dancing as she teaches him, and he's like a natural at it. So then like a few weeks later, they probably have like a big dance competition at the bar, and it's like an internationally known dance competition is happening at this dive bar. So she gets in a big fight with her partner, her dance partner, right before they're like supposed to perform, and she's like, oh, Patrick Swayze, you were so good dancing that one night, you were a natural, won't you be my dance partner just for this contest? And he's like, I don't dance in front of people. And she's like, stop being such a fucking like douchey man and just come fucking dance, okay? So she convinces him to dance with her. And then so they end up doing like really well in the dance contest, and then they win. And then so like the end of the movie is kind of like, oh, is Olivia Newton-John now gonna like, she's got him as a dance partner now, like, oh, what's gonna happen? So they left it open for a possible sequel, but I mean, people like the original, but I don't think they wanted to ruin the goodness of the original by doing a sequel to it. That's Dirty Dancing.
We're going to play some Dirty Dancing trivia. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good because I think I nailed the description.
Okay. Confidence is key. We're gonna do it a little different this time. You're gonna have multiple choice.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is gonna be a long one. We're gonna do about 30 questions, so we'll try to get through them quick.
What the fuck? I'm not doing 30 questions. Give me like 5 of those.
5 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
In what year is Dirty Dancing set? 1963, 1957, or 1960?
1960.
It's 1963.
Failure is not an option.
Shut up.
What is the name of the resort Baby's family visits? Kellerman's Mountain House, the Lodge at Kellerman's, or Maxhall Summer Lodge?
Maxall Summer Lodge.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
It's Kellerman's
even-
Mountain House.
I don't even know why they're putting that question in, because they were at a dive bar the entire movie.
Where is Kellerman's Mountain House located? Nantucket, Massachusetts, the South Carolina coast, or the Catskill Mountains?
Catskill Mountains.
Nice.
Very good.
I knew at one point the answer had to be the last answer, because I hadn't done yet. This is just test-taking skills coming in.
What is
Next.
Baby's real name? Betty Jean, Sally, or Frances?
Francis.
Very, very large brain.
Nice.
No one would want to admit that their name was Francis, so they definitely give themselves a nickname.
What animal does Baby receive as a prize for helping out at the magic show? A goldfish, a chicken, or a rabbit?
A rabbit.
Failure is not an option.
It's a chicken.
Why is there a magic show with no rabbit?
That's a good question. All right, we'll do 2 more. What is the name of Johnny's cousin at the resort who befriends Baby? Billy, Robbie, or Max?
Billy.
Congratulations!
Very good. Final question. What is the name of Johnny's dance partner who gets pregnant? Penny, Lacey, or Alexis?
Lacey.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
It's Penny.
Whatever.
All right, that wraps up the trivia portion of the episode. Are you ready for another movie?
Sure.
What do you
Is it
think?
Roadhouse?
Let me say my part. I don't get to talk a lot in these.
Fine.
What do you think 1989's Roadhouse is about?
All right. This is another movie where Patrick Swayze plays a grizzled bartender. Sorry, not a bartender. Yeah, he's a bartender this time. He's like an angry bartender at a dive bar. And then but there's like no security guard. So he is the bartender / security guard. So like drunk guys will come in and be like, your hair is poofy. And then he'll just like chuck them over his shoulder and like shot put them out of the fucking bar.
Good move.
Yeah. I think he owns the bar this time. He is a bar owner / bartender / bouncer. And so he owns this bar. It's like by the side of a road in the middle of nowhere. A dive bar by the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't get too many customers coming in, just like sketchy people. So like it's probably not the best business model to keep shot putting people out of your bar when you don't get many customers in the first place. Maybe he takes their wallets first and then shot puts them out, and so that's how he stays in business.
There you go.
Because someone comes in and buys like one drink, and he's like, "Fuck you! I got your $100 bill, and now your ass is on my gravel parking lot." I feel like that's a big part of it. His parking lot is not paved; it's just a gravel parking lot. And so the bar is called the Roadhouse. Probably some truckers come by from time to time, but then one of them is talking about like, oh, these shipments that he's got, and like, so Patrick Swayze, he's about to like leave for the night, and then he sees these truckers, and they're like exchanging stuff out in this parking lot, and he's like, hey, what's this about? And like, it turns out they're like exchanging drugs, or they're like, yeah, it's like a drug running business. And then so he's like, all right, well, these guys are out of my bar. I can't shot put them any farther away. This is fine. And so then, like, a few weeks later or something, they come back. And then so he finds, like, this big drug ring that's happening in his Roadhouse parking lot. And he's like, I'm Patrick fucking Swayze. I can't have this. His name in the movie is also just Patrick. And he's just like, I can't have this bullshit going on. Like, I need to stop this. So he gets in a fist fight with them in the parking lot, and one of them like smashes their face against the gravel of his unpaved parking lot. And he's like, oh, it's on now. Like, you don't do this to us. Our boss is gonna be so mad at you. So he's like, whatever. And then one night, this girl comes into the bar, and it's Susan Sarandon. And so she's just like, hi, can I be a waitress at your bar? And he's like, okay, there's no seedy element here anymore. I shot put all the customers out. I got rid of this drug ring. Probably didn't need a waitress because at that point there were no customers really. But so he hires her anyway, and they start to fall in love. But then the boss of the drug ring comes in and is like, I heard you scraped my boy's face on the gravel. I got some like fisticuffs to have with you, boy. But then he's lying because he's got a gun, and so Patrick Swayze has to fight this guy. This time he's in the bar. He's gonna fight this guy with the gun while protecting Susan Sarandon. And it's like this big epic fight. And then at the end, he just like javelins the guy out of his roadhouse, and he's like, if you come back here again, you're dead. And like that's like the punchline of the movie. And then yeah, and then his roadhouse is fine and safe, and like I guess at some point he eventually gets some regulars coming, and he like turns his life around because Susan Sarandon's like, hey, don't be such a dick, and he's like, yeah, you're right. And then so they get married at some point, not in the movie, but like it's implied that they're gonna get married, and then they just run this nice little dive bar together.
So it's a happy ending.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that just nice?
Yeah. I mean, the other one was a happy ending too. He got to just be a salsa dancer professionally.
That he did.
Patrick Swayze always makes out fine in Patrick Swayze movies. He has
Like-
fisticuffs along the way, but
He demands it in his contracts.
yeah. It's like, I see that my character dies at the end of this, so it's not happening.
All right.
You must
anything
rewrite
else?
the
You?
script.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just saying he demands that they must rewrite the script so that he makes off happily at the end.
Anything else you want to add?
Did he do any movies other than those two?
Yeah, I think there was one. I haven't seen many, but he did one called Point Break
Nobody's
and
watched it.
some other shit too.
So what you're saying is that you picked the only two that anyone's ever really seen or cared about.
Well, yeah, the premise of the show is you riff on popular movies that you haven't seen.
Fair enough.
But what I don't get is, for someone who's as popular as Patrick Swayze is, he's only done like 2 or 3 good movies. That's just what I
Yeah,
get
that's
out
what
of
I
it
was trying to
anyway.
find out, because like Patrick Swayze is one of my go-to names of like, I know that this is an actor and I know that he was around in this time period. So I'll like just assume that he was in a movie. But really, my assumption should be wrong because he was only really in like 2 movies.
And they're basically the same movie.
According to me, at least. Like,
Yeah.
I don't actually know, and I'm pretty sure I mixed up Dirty Dancing with Roadhouse in the first one. It's my first prediction, which made it more difficult to describe Roadhouse. But yeah, like I'm trying to figure out why I know his name so well with like the small amount of films. It's Trailer Park Boys. I only know his name because of Trailer Park Boys.
Gotta be.
All right.
All right.
Well-
Thanks for listening, folks.
Bye. Have yourself a Swayze-tastic day.